So people who don't know how you started, maybe just give a little history, how you guys ended up roomies and how that all worked out.
We met at a New Year's Eve party in Los Angeles, and we were getting a little fucked up. Started talking about music, and it kind of culminated in kind of just us loving the same things, wanting to do the same stuff, and I mean, like, we should jam together. We should like make a band sometime. 3 days later, him and Bruno, the drummer, all living together and just started going.
Yeah, I think I woke up the next morning and I sent over a couple of tracks, some ideas that I had worked on, and he immediately loved it. And then, we were feeling a little wonky, of course, from the night prior. And then I think we went out that night, and then the next day we moved in. And then that started the next 3.5 years of madness, which, obviously that first 8 months we wrote 100 songs, which is not an easy thing to do, for a lot of, bands.
All amazing, too.
Yeah, they're all the best songs you've ever heard in your life. So, but, and that was with it in between stops at the pub, of course, every 15 minutes and things of that nature. But, it was amazing just to be able to get on and be able to work and write and make music and have a good time at it. What I was doing at that time, too, I wasn't necessarily really enjoying, so it was nice to meet, somebody that, that you get on with that way and our friends and stuff like that. So that's kind of what kicked it off.
Now, the album comes out in March. How did you filter through those 100 songs to decide which ones are actually going to make the cut?
It wasn't easy. But I think we tried out a bunch of different listens. You kind of listening to them all. It just became like a natural choice of just this group of songs that just really stood out and sat so well together. And it was just...
Yeah, funny enough,
magical.
6
witchcraft.
Yeah, 6 of the songs on the record are from that first bunch.
Yeah.
So that's really something that's kind of interesting. That we were really tied to them. And when you have songs for 3.5 years, are we allowed to swear on this?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, you're fine.
3.5 years. It's like you should be tired of them, but we didn't. We knew that they had to be on there. And one of the good things about it is we definitely have records 2 and 3 ready to roll. So they're going to be coming out pretty quick. So if you like the music, which we know you already love it, there's more on the way. So
yeah, the 2 singles are awesome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, how would you describe your music to someone? Like, I know a lot of people are saying it's kind of a throwback. You've got the Aerosmith vibe to it. It's bringing back that 80s, hardcore rock sound. If you had 2 bands who had a baby and it was We Are Harlot, what would those 2 bands be? You're making a rock baby right now, so you got to make them good.
I think
Aerosmith and Van Halen or something?
Yeah, probably Aerosmith and Van Halen. It has that kind of upbeat, fun, kind of funniness, but it has the blues and the swing to it.
You can definitely hear the party, especially on your new single. Was that the vibe you were going with for the entire album, or is that just the single?
We just wanted to make music to have fun to.
Yeah, and it's definitely what we were doing during the time frame of making these songs. And it's interesting with the 4 different personalities. There's really 4 different distinct personalities in We Are Harlot. I come from a very classic rock background, and Danny obviously it was has a heavy background, but his love is in the Aerosmith and soul singing and blues. And like Brian, our bass player, he grew up on Motown and stuff like that, even though he played in Silvertide, which was a great rock and roll band. And then Bruno, being from Brazil, he approaches rhythms and things very differently. When you put that in together into this melting pot that is, We Are Harlot, it gives us, I think, a very unique sound. And you can hear the personalities. I always loved bands like Pantera and Van Halen, where you could hear those dudes in those songs. You know what I mean? That stuff got lost in a lot of music. And with us, I feel like you can really hear that. I mean, he's lacking on personality, as we all know.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of brings me to my next question. What's a typical night out for the guys?
Oh,
or should we ask back here? Like, should we ask in the corner?
Honestly, you should ask whoever we're with. It regularly gets lost. It's pretty crazy.
The thing is, I think that all of us are hell bent for leather.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to take that break, there is no break because the other guy's like, oh hell no! Remember what you did to me yesterday? Now I'm giving it back. So it's this vicious cycle. But above and beyond, the music is the most important aspect of it. So partying is fun and having a great time and tearing it up, but still at the end of the day, it comes back to the music.
Okay.
And, so.
So the new album?
Just looks like it's leaning. Thank you.
So new album's not out yet, but
Yeah.
what is your favorite song that we can look forward to
Ooh.
seeing on the new album? So what
See,
should the fans be listening to?
We argue about this all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we all have different ones.
Thank you.
we
See, if you turn on those things, it changes it. It's weird.
we all have different favorites. Mine's a song called "Love for the Night."
Okay.
Yeah, I think for me, there's a song called "Dirty Little Thing." That I think, Denial for me. Are you guys all hip to Denial?
Yeah.
Does everybody listen to it? Okay. That is a good example, I think, of the personalities in there. You can really hear each guy in that. I think Dirty Little Thing was written at the exact same time, and that kind of has that vibe too. But there is a lot of different stuff on there for everybody. There's a song called One More Night. If you've ever seen the clip, there's a clip called, it says, Let's Start the Show. And it's really heavy, and Danny's screaming and growling. So there's really heavy stuff on there too. I know that there's also, there's a song called The One that is very almost Maroon 5. Danny was listening to a lot of Maroon 5.
We just did an amazing video for it too.
Yeah, it's incredible. You guys are going to love it.
Really? What's the
It's kind of like,
concept?
it's almost like a new Hot for Teacher. Like, it's just
All
super
right.
fun. There's a bunch of chicks. And
Yeah, there's a bunch of nude girls
It's
in it.
funny.
So you can't be
I was just imagining you guys drinking wine, like, all right,
No,
guys,
it's,
this
it's,
is what we're
it's-
doing.
it's funny and it's really slapstick and
Yeah.
a lot of kind of just
poking
making
a lot of
fun
fun
of
at
ourselves.
ourselves. But I think there's something on there for everybody. Hopefully,
We have
I mean-
a killer song called "I Tried," which is kind of like a kind of bluesy, soulful, almost gospel kind of song.
first song we recorded.
Yeah, and now we've completely fucked it up because we were fucking around doing different versions of it, and we come with this like, I don't know, it's a really cool like new way of playing it. It's completely different, and now we kind of like that more. So we're just gonna start playing that version.
See if anybody notices. You're
Yeah.
like,
Oh no, you'd know it's really different.
we all have a lot of influences, so that shows through in the music, and I think there's going to be something on there for everybody. I mean, it's amazing. We have a really rabid fan base already, which is incredible. We're so thankful for that. That it transcended. You never know how music's going to work. You never know if people are going to get it, or if the kids are going to get it and like it or not. And man, we're super thankful that it worked.
What about your new video for Dancing on Nails? How did you come up with this concept? Because I was a little confused. I see the girls painted, and then they're moving. And I was like, where are we going with this? But I love it at the same time.
Well, I love
the
it.
performance
Lovely-
aspect is good. It's fantastic.
Our lovely record label gives 1 day to do both videos. So
2 days,
normally, like you shoot a music video, you get
2 days.
You get
to do
time.
a video.
Yeah, you get a week, So thank you, Roadrunner Atlantic Records. Man. You really went all out for us. That was pretty good, yeah. So,
Yeah!
so a lot of the things that we wanted in there kind of fell to the wayside. So even for us, it was a little bit, I think.
It was rushed.
Yeah.
Not that it came out any less, like, we're not happy with it. We loved the video.
Yeah.
But it was rushed in that we didn't have much time, so it was like, we were like just hammering it out so quick. Like we were doing just take, okay, back to one. Take again. It was just
Yeah, there was
non-stop,
no
like,
foreplay. It was straight to it,
Raw right in there.
But
didn't even have to have time to spit on it.
yeah. But I mean, I think the fun of the band in us four guys comes through in it. You see a little bit of the backstagey type stuff, just laughing. So that's really how it is. I mean, 4 years of being together and playing this music and stuff. I mean, bands are tough, man. It's like 4 girlfriends, or it's brutal, and I don't think we've ever had a fight, So it's I'm looking for one because I can kick his ass. But,
That's cute.
Okay, so we're talking about your single "Denial." It's been featured on WWE Raw. How did that come about, and how was it going to WWE and meeting some of the wrestlers?
They hit us up. We didn't know it was happening. They just kind of hit us up.
they hit us up, but we didn't know.
It wasn't like a planned thing. Like it wasn't like we were in discussion with them.
Yeah.
It was like, we need this. This is our theme tune. This is exactly what we've been looking for like 3 years.
Yeah, they came into the offices of Atlantic, and when a company like that, I mean, that's a gigantic company. Who here watches wrestling?
Woo!
All right, we got a few. Cool. They asked to hear songs of, that the label thinks would be good for this. And they don't really tell them the name of the bands or anything like that. And as soon as they heard ours, they're like, that's the song. So like we had no idea really it was happening, and then they just hit us up and we're like, we want to make this, our theme song, and they wanted it for 2 years. And we're like, go. Oh, I can't swear.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can have it for one.
It's pre-recorded.
Go yourself.
And then so they rolled out the red carpet, brought us down for SummerSlam and all that stuff, and we rolled in a little wild.
Yeah.
But it was amazing because like all the wrestlers and people like that, they all knew the song, and we've had some wild nights with Chris Jericho, and he's big in wrestling, and so we had a great time, and they were really cool. And I think they just used Dancing on Nails for something else. For
Royal Rumble.
Is that what
Was
it was?
it
Or
Royal
Fast
Rumble? Yeah.
Line or something? Was it Royal Rumble?
It was Royal Rumble.
If not, let's just say they used it.
They're using it again.
Now they are.
Okay.
Yeah, they've already like.
So they're using both tracks now.
They should be.
They've already bought like 2 others that they haven't even heard yet. No, seriously, they were like, this is so good. Like we want the next 2 as well.
So if you guys could be any wrestlers, you got to hang out back at SummerSlam. You got to meet a few of them. Who would you be?
Who do I be?
Yeah, who would you be?
Oh, I don't know.
Old, new,
And take your pick.
all the way through.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Huh. Let's see.
I was as a kid. I was a big Kane fan. Like back in the red mask days.
I would maybe go with. That's tough. There's a lot of them. I was like, like Roddy Piper was pretty cool. He was just wild and insane and fun. And maybe I don't know. They changed. Maybe I'll just say I'll be Jericho.
You want that light up jacket.
Yeah. Known as Jericho.
All right, and you've signed up to perform at some serious rock festivals. You got Fort Rock, Rockville, Rock on the Range. That's going to be your second time out there.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to see a tour, national? Come
Ooh,
on by.
that's a good question. We got a lot of irons in the fire. There's nothing confirmed yet, but we're working on a few things that are going to be really cool. Nothing we can announce yet.
Okay.
There's possibly a tour in March.
Okay.
That's being worked out right now. We're being very careful about it, with who we go out with and things like that. Then we'll be doing all this, Golden Gods Awards.
Nice.
So we'll be there doing that, and then all the summer festivals. I think there's like 10 festivals, starting with I think Jacksonville,
Okay.
and then ending in Dallas for the BFD, big deal or something like that festival. And then we shoot off from there to head to Milan, Italy, to open up for this little band called Metallica. So we figured we'd start off small again and go do that. That's only like
Crossing our fingers, hoping we're allowed to
Yeah.
announce that.
It's only 9. So,
yeah. And
if not, it's out now.
So we get a phone going, you're off.
Yeah.
And you just said you're being picky about it too. And
Mhm.
in a previous interview, you had said before you're not very partial to doing Warped Tour again just because it's young bands. You liked Metal Mayhem a little bit more because they're older.
Yeah, May was better. It's more. A lot of the people on that tour are not very professional.
Mhm.
And I don't know. It was something I just wasn't interested in doing again.
So what kind of tour, if you could, like a traveling rock festival, what could we see?
I don't know. It's a tough one because obviously Mayhem is probably is too heavy for us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't fit in with the kind of Warped Tour sound.
Mayhem's actually looking at us for this year, but we're seeing who else is on the bill.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got to kind of be
It
careful.
really
with it,
strongly depend on the lineup.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a.
I mean, our management manages Slayer and all these bands that we love. We just don't necessarily exactly sound like them, So, but so you want to try to be on packages or bills where you fit,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, an Aerosmith, Foo Fighters tour, would be a great tour, and there's been some we've had some wild nights with Dave, and so. We'll see what happens, but we want to just be on things that we feel like we fit with. It's nothing against Warped Tour. I mean, we love Kevin who puts on Warped Tour, but I think that I've done it. I think Danny's done so much too that you move past, and that's what it is. It's nothing against the scene or anything that's going on. It's just you move on eventually, and you want to do different things, or you mature a little bit and you want to try this now, and you never know what's going to work, but you look forward to trying all different avenues. So.
All right. We're done.
That's it?
Yeah!
Man, that was pretty fast.
I mean, it's short and quick, guys.
Let's get